Good morning, y'all. Marlene Bush, Stitching by the Lake. Today is September 6th. It's a Sunday, and it's an absolutely gorgeous day here in Arkansas. I don't see a cloud in the sky. I'm looking out the windows. Y'all can tell I've moved my desk a little bit here, so because you're looking at something different. But it's a cloudless day, and looking out the windows out here from the front. It was in the maybe low 70s when I got up. It's up some, I know, because I heard the air conditioner come on a little while ago. But what a perfect day it is. It would be a good day to be out roaming around if there was anywhere to roam to that I felt comfortable. I guess we could go up on one of the mountains, but that's not exactly something I want to do, is to go hiking today. I'm not real good at hiking. I'm having a terrible time with my arthritis the last 6 weeks or so. I'm sure it's my diet. I'm eating way too much sugar. And I blame all of that on COVID, of course, because why not? You can blame everything on COVID right now. Anyway, I have so many things to tell y'all and to talk about today. I hope I remember all of them. I tried to make some notes, but I'm really not very good at that anymore. I make them, but then I forget to look at them. So I'm going to start with some questions I had from my last video. And I tried to answer them on the video, on the question, on the comments there, but I want to answer them here too in case somebody else wanted to ask that question. Barb Gunther asked me if there was any 1/1 stitching on the Catherine Dickinson sampler, and no, there was not any. I loved it, and that was part of the reason why. Donna Dix asked me about magnifier lamps. Y'all, I have more lamps here bought with stitching in mind than I can shake a stick at. I am constantly seeking more light. I have the light that Vanna Pfeiffer recommends on her blog that I bought from Amazon. It's a floor lamp. It's a Bright Tech. It has a great magnifier, and I like it a lot. Excuse me. I like it a lot. I also have, the one thing I will say about the one that I have that I think might be a little different from Vanna's is that the base of mine is not really steady enough. It has a metal piece that you can pull out from the bottom, and I put that under the couch and have the lamp sitting right next to the couch. That is not where I typically sit to stitch, but I put it over there. Like my sister was here this last week and she used it to stitch there. If I'm using it, I move it around a lot, so I end up putting some weights on that base. Things like I have a couple of rice bags that you heat up in the microwave and put on your neck when it's hurting or something. I'll lay those on the bottom, that bottom base. I also have a light that it's like the Bright Tech. I don't think that's the brand. I got it at the Shepherd's Needle in Little Rock, and it clamps onto the table next to me. And it has one of those arms that has a long arm, and you can bend it and pull it over closer to you or push it up. And I like that one a lot, and that's what I use almost all the time. I have a small lamp that's just a light that I clamp onto another little table that's over to my left. For me, personally, I need a magnifier absolutely positively for 36, anything at 36 or above, and I don't stitch above 36, although I'm thinking about trying it. But I also need it if I'm using a dark fabric or if it's a particularly dark day. My room where I stitch is not very bright and the overhead lights are not good. So if it's cloudy out, I need it for that. The main thing I personally need is light, and a lot of it. I need a lamp I saw, let me think a minute, the attic on their Flosstube 3 or 4 times back. One of them had a lamp that they got from IKEA, and it was a little bitty, I mean, the head of it was like that big. It was like a spotlight that came down. And I've tried to find those on IKEA, and I can't. I found one that I thought might be it, but you know, I hate buying another lamp and having it shipped here and having it not be the light that I want. So I haven't tried that. The nearest IKEA to me is in Memphis, which is, I don't know, 3-4 hours away. But next time we go that direction, I'll stop and look at those. So, to kind of shorten that, the magnifier lamps that I use are Bright Tech from Amazon, and then one that I cannot remember the brand that I got from the Shepherd's Needle in Little Rock, and that's the one that clamps onto my table. She can also get those in floor lamps. If you just call Ann or Sherry at the Shepherd's Needle and talk to them about the lights, and they'll be able to tell you exactly which one I have, which brand it is. They carry a couple of different ones. I do also have the little halo light that I travel with sometimes, and it has a magnifier on it. It's one that will need to sit on the tabletop in front of you. If you're stitching like right here in your lap, sort of, with a lap frame or hook or in hand or something, it would work for those. And I have one of those as well. And I like it, but more for traveling. Long answer for a short question. Okay, I think I can't read my writing. I think this is Ronell. Ask about Hello Summer, what fabric I used, and I used a 27 natural Charles Craft that I got at Hobby Lobby back when they carried it. They don't anymore. Rhonda asked about the Autumn Blackbird Design fabric, and that was a 28 count Wren Lugana that I used on that. And then someone else, I think it was maybe Linda, asked about the last sampler that I showed, and I'm sorry I didn't go back and look at my video. I don't know what was the last one I showed. I want to say it was the Catholic sampler, and I have that in a stack, I think somewhere over here to show you. I'll double check that. Oh, here it is. Here it is. If it was this one, that looks like this. This is called a Catholic sampler, an Italian Catholic sampler. It's by Hewitt Hill Samplers, and that's what it looks like. Okay. And then I got one other not a question on here, but an email someone sent me to ask me about canning chicken broth and also apple pie filling. I have not answered that email because I wanted to talk about it a little bit, so I'm going to talk about that again at the end of this video. So if you're interested in the canning, and even I'm going to talk a little bit about dehydrating, I'll do that at the end of this video. I had a giveaway last time. Here we go. I had two, actually. I had this Little House Needleworks pattern, Faith, and I did the random comment picker. I didn't know until today that you could put a word in there and let it just pick the word. I learn something new every day. Faith, Patricia Gerard. Patricia, if you would, I'll put my email address in the box below, and if you will email me your address, I will mail that to you. There. And then the other one was for Pumpkin Farm. This is a Blackbird design book. This is another one my friend Susan sent me, and I already have it. And this one is going to Linda Stafford. Linda Stafford. Linda, if you will email me your address. I don't promise to do it in just a day or two. I'm very slow because I don't go to the post office very often anymore. But I will get it done. In fact, I just mailed out the last giveaway this week at some point. And I have another giveaway for this video. This one is a little different. I told y'all some time ago that I was getting close to 5,000 subscribers, and I hit that last week, I think. I don't know how to address that issue of subscribers except to explain why those milestones might be a little important to people. I do have ads on my videos, and I apologize if one pops up in the middle of this. YouTube is doing that sometimes. I don't have any control over that. I only agreed to have an ad at the front, and I agreed to have an ad that you could click on and it would go away. Since I don't watch my own, I don't know how that's happening. But anyway, when you do ads, you get credit for every subscriber. You get credit, I think this is the way it goes. I think you get credit for every subscriber and every person who likes your video with the little thumbs up and every comment. Now, please understand, when I say credit, it's not much credit. I sometimes get enough money back from them to buy 2 patterns a month, but it's mostly 1. Whatever, it's exciting to get that and to know you've got that little extra money to buy a pattern with or some thread with. And so when people talk about subscribers, that's really why. It's not a popularity contest at all. There are so many Flosstubers that, y'all, I watch as many as I can. I often do not comment simply because I'm stitching and watching on my TV. I probably just subscribe to 400 or something. I can't watch that many. I subscribe to them anyway because I know they get credit for that. But I try to watch what I can and always watch my favorites. And I'm not going to talk about who my favorites are because we're all different. You have to explore that yourself and decide who fits your personality. I watch a variety of people. I watch people who do only samplers. I watch people who do only cute things. I watch people who do a lot of crafty things. I watch people who quilt and cross stitch. People who knit and cross stitch. I don't knit, but I love seeing it. I watch a lot of homesteading videos, canning and dehydrating and gardening. I just enjoy those. So my list would not look like your list, and your list would not look like mine. What a wonderful blessing YouTube has been for us to be able, during this time of isolation, to connect with people and to watch things that are interesting. I only watch one show on television. Honestly, one. And it's not really, it's not a network. Well, it is a network show. I watch Netflix. And I have gone back and started watching NCIS from the beginning. I'm up to season 8, about halfway through season 8. I think it might have 16 seasons. That's a nice long one that'll keep me going for a while. Anyhow, new giveaway for the 5,000 subscribers. Don't say I go all the way around the bush to get where I'm going, don't I? The giveaway this time is going to be a gift certificate to the Shepherd's Needle in Little Rock. What a wonderful shop it is, and Anne and Sherry are delightful to work with. Anne has a brand new exclusive design from Lottie Da that she is taking orders for right now, and will be, I think she said they'd ship out in October. I'm going to give a $50 gift certificate to her shop. You can use it towards that kit or on something else entirely. I don't care. But a $50 gift certificate. The new kit that I'm talking about cost a little more than $50, but it is a fabulous kit. It is 3 strawberries. One says grateful, one says thankful, and one says blessed. It comes with the fabric and the threads and the little fabric for the leaf top and that sort of thing. It's going to be really nice, one for later this fall. So you can take a look at that if you go to her website. Anyway, for this giveaway, I would like for you to say something about use the word blessed, and that will get you into this giveaway. Do not use the word giveaway, obviously. And since it's a gift certificate, it can be anywhere in the world, because you can use it there. You would have to use part of it for your shipping, I guess. But anyway, it's not something I have to ship, so we'll do it anywhere in the world. So use the word blessed if you're interested in that. Okay, what am I working on? I have worked on some things that have completed, and I'll show you those when I get to the FOs. I've worked on 2 whips that are not completed this last few weeks, and I'm going to show you those. The first one is a new start called Spooky Countdown by the Primitive Hair. Let's see, who is it? Kitten Stitcher, I know, stitched this and showed it on one of her videos, several videos back, and it was just stunning. I really, really loved it. I thought I would stitch this upper part and the first one, and then I'll do 1 or 2 a month. I think there are like 28 maybe of these little things here. So I'm not going to get it done by this Halloween, but I will by next Halloween. So this will be an ongoing whip, and I have not stitched all the way across the top. I started on the upper left. This fabric is, let's see, a 28 count lamb's wool Joblen. I'm using the Called For colors. They're DMC threads. And this is where I am so far. I've only worked a couple of days on that. And I don't know that I'll go all the way across. I may go down as I work and then come back and do another column and a little more at the top. I don't know. Anyway, this is a lot of fun. And I think the colors are very striking on this fabric. The trees out there, there's a little breeze, and so the light changes a little bit. If that's apparent to you, that's what's going on. Today is the first day of the Coming to America Brenda Gervais Stitch Along. Hashtag 66 days of stitching, I think. She had a little video on Facebook this morning. I didn't bring the pattern in here. I know you'll see it on a lot of different videos, and I just grabbed what I've stitched, and most people were holding off and not starting until today. Well, I did not do that. I guess the shepherd's needle must have been in the very first shipment that Brenda sent out, because I've had this pattern for over 2 weeks. Yeah, over 2 weeks. And I started it right away. I knew there would be days that I didn't get to stitch. And I'm stitching from the top down. I finished all the birds. I think I might need one more right here. These are the sails for the ship and the little pilgrim guy. The ship is going to be right down below here. It's a beautiful pattern, and it's been a lot of fun to stitch. I have not stitched on it in several days. We went to our son's for Friday and spent the night. Our son is a football coach, and he's been coaching for, I think this is his 22nd year. Anyway, it's his first year as a head coach. We went to see his first game, and I know y'all know I'm being very careful and staying isolated, but we got to sit in the press box. We did not sit in the stands. They have a very nice press box at his high school. It's up like on the 5th floor of the press box. It's air conditioned and has theater seats, and it was wonderful. They didn't win, but it was a wonderful place to watch. Anyway, I didn't take any stitching with me, and so I didn't work on that for a few days. FOs would be next. This was a new start this month, and it's also a finish. Something Wicked by Lottie Da. Don't you just love her patterns? That new one at the Shepherd's Needle is really pretty, I'm telling you. And I did complete it. This is on 35 count weeks straw. And I used the called for colors. And I just think it turned out really pretty. I have no idea how to finish this. If y'all have any suggestions, let me know. I'm going to start getting out my fall decorations today, this afternoon. I think I am. I've got something else I need to do as well, but I'm going to start on it today. So I'd like to have that one out, and I've got to figure out what to do with it. I also had another start from Pineberry Lane called Tea Kettle Pin Keep. And I stitched this with Gentle Arts Onyx. The fabric is a 28 count flax casual. Let's see if you can see that. This was really fast. I think I did it in a day, one evening. And it will, you know, it would make a cute little drum, but that would be little. I don't know. I just don't know if I could do that or not. Stitch Mania 2018, 2 years ago. I started Brenda Gervais pattern, Grateful, Thankful, Blessed. Oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. In 2019, I made it part of my Stitch 9. Didn't finish it in 2018, didn't finish it in 2019. I did message Michelle Rudy, Farm Girl, and tell her I'd gotten my number 8 out of my Stitch 9 in 2019 done. I'm ignoring 2020. I didn't even make a list for that. And this one I will frame. It is on a 32 count platinum. And I use the call for threads. And that's this pattern right here. Let's see if I got it centered in there. Yeah. Some of it is a little hard to see. Some of the words are close to the color of the fabric. I love this one. I will frame it. I don't know that I'll have it professionally framed. I'm going to go to Hobby Lobby and look for a frame, see if I can find one that I think would work for this. I would rather frame it myself, but I don't know if I can or not. We'll see. Okay, that's all my FOs. Now, I've got some FFOs, and they are just in random order. Oh, I also got a gift this week I want to tell y'all about. I have a friend that called me up. She said she had some wool blankets that she was getting rid of. No, you don't get rid of wool blankets. Well, what she had was 5 army blankets. And they were old and they had holes in them. One of them actually was the U.S. Marine Corps, and it had USMC woven in a band across the middle of it, which I cut out and saved, by the way. And they're all this color. You can see some holes. See, there's a hole, right? Well, yeah, there we go. You can see that one. I mostly cut around those holes. This is just one of the scraps. But I gave some of them to my sister, and then I kept some. And I have tons of this color that I can use for backing smalls or I don't know what all, but I have lots of scraps like that. What a fun thing to get. Okay. Brenda Gervais, Peppermint Pals. I finished this several weeks ago, and I made it into a pillow. And this is how he turned out. I added a little snowflake and a bow up here at the top, and I made, I braided some DMC floss that I thought went with this fabric. I'm not great at doing that. I watch Vanna's video every time, and then I rewatch it and rewatch it. And sometimes I get it really good and tight, and sometimes I get it really loose. But it looks okay, I think. I stuffed this one with just a polyfill, and that'll be great in my Christmas stuff. I also finished this Robin on an Egg from Bent Creek, and I only have the, I think this is a free design. I'm going to show it to you real quick. I only have that. And that was a gift that came with something that Buckeye Stitcher Nicole sent me. And I made a little pillow out of it. It's also stuffed with a polyfill.
You don't have that app here. You can install it using the Apple Watch app on your No.
Apparently my Apple Watch thought I was talking to it. Sorry, y'all. My Apple Watch died a couple of weeks ago. It was 5 years old, so I guess it deserved to die. I don't know. The whole back of it fell off and I couldn't do anything with it. So I did buy a new one, and it's a little different from the last one. I'm still getting a little bit adjusted to it. Okay, sorry. This is my little pillow. I added a little French knot eye on the bird. He didn't have one. I don't remember what I stitched this on. I think I might have told you last time. Anyway. And again, this is just some little DMC braid. And it's, I might hang it on the knob of a chest or something. I might use it as a Christmas ornament. I might just put it in my Dobo. I don't know what I did with the pattern to this. I made my first strawberry. Now, it's not great. I stuffed it with sawdust. I looked everywhere for lizard litter walnut shells that Vanna recommended and couldn't find any here. I have finally ordered some, which will be here tomorrow, but I wanted to finish it. And she says to put walnut shells, so I put sawdust instead, and then polyfill in the top, but obviously I didn't put enough because mine's wrinkled. But, you know, maybe strawberries are a little wrinkled. I don't know. I had this little strawberry pin that I bought. I think I bought it at the Midwest retreat. I don't know where I got it. And then I had a little strawberry charm that I added to it. This was a kit, came from Scattered Seed Samplers. So it came with this ribbon and this little round thing. This wool, do you recognize that? That's the blanket. Isn't that sweet? Okay, somebody's car's honking. Let's turn that off. Whoever you are. This pattern from Country Rustic Primitives, he is risen. That car honking is annoying. Can y'all hear that? I put this on a box. I had this was, and you're not going to be able to see, I painted it black, and I used a green wax, and I can see the green, but you probably cannot. And I put it on with some rope ribbon stuff, twine, I don't know, and just tied it up in the corner. And I love this. I love it just like this. Now, I did try something that didn't work. I glued paper, and it probably looks fine to you, but it's not. It's got some wrinkles because I glued it. So I'm going to go back with some Mod Podge and coat that, and I think that will make it lay down and not be wrinkled. That's just craft paper cardstock. I have no idea. I'm really running out of room, y'all, to put boxes or frames or pillows. I don't know. I'm not ready to give stuff away. I mean, I do give stuff away, but I'm not ready to give a lot because I'm still enjoying it. Don't know. I keep telling my husband I need a bigger house, and he just says, we're old. You need a smaller house. No. Gather flax and gather thistle. And actually, the name of this is North Winds Blow. I think, yeah. North Wind Blows Pin Keep from Stacy Nash. And that's what it looks like. Now, I did not do this bottom portion. I only did this top portion because that's all I wanted. And I made needle book out of it. And again, I didn't do a great job of it, but I like it. I love this. I love this color blue. I don't know where, I think I told you on the last one, I don't remember what color blue it is. And because it said gather, I thought a little basket was appropriate, this little charm, because when I go to the garden, I take a basket and I gather. And I put, on the inside, I put wool, oops, dropped the scissors, wool on one side for my needles and pins, and put a little pocket with some lace. This is a little wooden bobbin for wrapping your embroidery thread around. I have several of those. And an antique book of needles. And I had a pair of scissors that fell. So, and scissors. Now I need to figure out a way. I'll put a little ribbon there you can tie your scissors in with. That's what I'll do. Oh, there's my little pattern for that strawberry. Little berry thief. Should have looked a little farther. Cranberry Christmas. Stuffed this one with sawdust. That's this pattern. And he turned out pretty cute. This is a separate piece of fabric. It's not a braid or anything like that. Just two pieces of fabric. Very cute. And then the bee from the bee cottage that I showed you last time, I finished with, also with sawdust and some chenille around the outside edge of that. That's all my FFOs. I at least got in the sewing room this week and got some finishing done, and that was fun. I do still have a huge stack over there that I need to be working on. I keep telling y'all that retired doesn't mean you're not busy, because you still are. Lots of things still going on. See if I've told you everything. I got another gift this week from Susan. My friend Susan sent me some more patterns, 3 of them. And 2 of them I'll be giving away later in another video. And 1 of them I'm going to be keeping because I haven't stitched it yet. The other 2 I already had. So, I think that's about all I have for stitching. I'm going to talk briefly about some canning and some dehydrating. So, if you're still interested in those things, stick around for a few more minutes. If not, I'll see you the next time you come. And don't forget about the $50 gift certificate to Shepherd's Needle, and use the word blessed in your comment. Okay? All right, canning. The question I got about canning in my email, and my apologies for not answering that, but you'll understand that I'm going to spend a minute or 2 talking about this. She asked a specific question about canning chicken broth, so I wanted to tell you what I do. I try to buy a rotisserie chicken from Sam's, and I say Sam's in particular because I think they are better than the ones at Walmart. Your grocery store may have really nice ones. The ones here in my town at Walmart are kind of small. At Sam's they are larger, and I just like them better. They're not cooked. The ones at Walmart are overdone usually. I buy those about every other week, and a rotisserie chicken will give Jerry and I 3 meals. Typically, the first meal I will just slice chicken breast off, and we'll have, I don't know, a baked sweet potato and a salad or something like that for dinner. Then I take all the meat off the bone, and I will use half of it to make chicken salad, which usually we eat for lunch. And then the other half I'll make a chicken pot pie or chicken and rice. And really that dish will serve us a couple of more times. So we will get several meals off of a rotisserie chicken. Whatever is left, the skin, any bones, like I take the tips of the wings off and the back and, those kind of things. I put whatever is left of that chicken into my slow cooker. Then I add to it a whole onion, a couple of large carrots, a couple of stalks of celery, and maybe a clove or two of fresh garlic. I do not peel my onion. I cut it in about eighths and I put it skin and all in. I do wash it off. I wash off my carrots, but I don't peel the carrots. I don't peel the celery. I cut those in chunks and put them down in there. And then the garlic, I do take the peel off the garlic and cut it, like maybe in thirds and drop it down in there. And then I fill that slow cooker up with water. I put it on at bedtime in my slow cooker and I put it on low and I cook it until morning. The next morning I turn it off and I let it sit on the counter until late in the afternoon so that it's completely cooled off. And after it has cooled, I pour it in a couple of half-gallon jars. If there's not enough liquid to make 2 half-gallon jars, I fill it up with water. I put those in my refrigerator overnight, and the next morning I take the fat off the top. Then I heat that broth. I strain it. I forgot to tell y'all I strained it. Late in the afternoon, I take it out of the slow cooker and I strain it and then put it in the jars. And then the next morning, I heat it up and I can it. Hot broth in the cans. And I don't remember right now how long it's in the pressure cooker, in the pressure canner. But you can look that up online. And that's how I can my chicken broth. I would do the same with beef, but I rarely have beef bones. We did order a cow that will be here in a couple of weeks that we're splitting with some other people, and I'm hoping to have some bones from that to make some beef broth. The second question was about apple pie filling, and the apple pie filling that I prefer is a ball canning book recipe, and you can also look that up online. There are several canning Facebook pages, and in their files they will have recipes. But I think the ball one, if you don't have a ball cookbook, you could just put ball canning book apple pie filling and come up with it. And there'll be one on the USDA site as well. Okay, I hope that answered those questions. I have done some canning in the last couple of weeks. I made a big, huge pot of soup. In fact, I browned my meat in a big Dutch oven, and then I transferred it all over to my big electric roaster and made a huge pot in the roaster. It filled up 7-quart jars. I canned that and took it to my brother, Terry, last week. My sister came in, and she and I went over to see both my brothers. We all 4 were together for a couple of hours. That was the first time, I don't know, in a long time that we were all 4 together, and it was a wonderful time. Wonderful time. Those of you who ask me about Terry, he's doing very well, but he is very fragile now. Very fragile. But doing well. Doing well. And I also did some dehydrating this week. Someone gifted me some kiwi, so I sliced those and dehydrated them. I got the last of my tomatoes. There weren't enough to can, so I sliced all of those and dehydrated them. And, people ask me how you use things like that. The tomatoes, when you're making soup in the winter, you can just drop those down into your soup and they will rehydrate in the soup. And the tomatoes are wonderful. Have that nice fresh tomato flavor. The fruits, I dehydrated some pineapple. That stuff doesn't last long at my house. It makes a wonderful snack. I also dehydrate zucchini and squash that I put in soups. What else have I? I've got some stuff in here. I've got a shelf over here that y'all aren't seeing that I have a lot of pantry type stuff on. I enjoy doing those things. I feel like I'm stocking up for winter. I'm like a little squirrel stocking up for winter. And this winter, when it's cold and nasty and rainy and snowy, I won't be getting out of my house. I can get groceries delivered from Walmart here. And so what few things I'll need, I'll do like that. I'm going to be canning this week. In fact, I got out, I don't know, 9 or 10 pounds of venison and hamburger mix. Some venison, some hamburger that I'm going to cook in the morning and can. I'm trying to get some things out of my freezer because I have some more beef coming. And someone gifted me with some pears, so I'm going to be dehydrating those. In fact, I'll put those on tonight before I go to bed and let them go till morning. And they'll probably be done by then. And I've still got some fresh herbs that I want to gather. I've got 2 basil bushes that are, it's about the end of the season here. I'm going to go ahead and harvest all of the basil and get it in, and some more rosemary and some more thyme before winter hits. I've still got a few chives and a few green onions growing, and I'll dehydrate those as well. But we're also, tomorrow I'm going to pull up all the tomatoes and plant some garlic that will be ready for harvest in June. And I'm going to pull up some squash that I have in a planter up on my deck, and I'm going to plant some lettuce, some fall lettuce. Tomorrow or Tuesday, I don't know. We've got good weather this weekend. In fact, we've got a cold front coming. When I say cold, it's going to get down in the 50s maybe here on Wednesday. So that's my plans for the coming week. And that's about all I can think of to tell you. I hope you have a wonderful week coming, and that you stay well, and that you stay healthy, and that you are blessed. Bye-bye.